Yo, yo, yo. Oh. Ba, 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 ba. Yo, pay. Literally. You watched the video, nicely made. Thank you. Thank you. I definitely think I have figured out some things for making those kinds of videos more doable. Because the hardest part for me is what I guess you would call B-roll, which is filler footage, right? Where it's like, you know, obviously I have the footage that I need for the parts that I've, you know, studied and stuff. And it's so hard to fit in other things in between to keep viewer attention, or, you know, to just not make it look dumb. So I've stolen this from, I can't remember, I think it was maybe Rusty, I think his name is, an Elden Ring YouTuber. I stole it from him, but I mean, it's kind of like a classic. It's just where you're standing in the game and literally just like, you know, and you have some static or some dynamic elements, I should say, in the back, such as like in that video, you know, it snows a little bit in the back, and then I just took that like clip and I copy pasted it in every single spot where I didn't have any footage. Did it in Fountainhead in front of the waterfall or something. Yeah, I mean, you could mix it up with different things for sure, but it's kind of a hack because like doing the voiceover is not too hard. Having the clips that you need, you obviously have, because I made those before I made the video, because, you know, those were the ones that everything was going to be based around. But then fitting it all together, you know, that can take a lot of time. But a big time saver is to just fucking do this, what I'm doing right now. Literally just stare into the camera and then just like, yeah, put that everywhere. And it makes the project like way faster to make, because you can excuse yourself from so many things. Like there were points where I was like, oh yeah, I want to get this little footage in here, but I was like, who the fuck cares? It doesn't matter. Just put something so that it isn't a black screen and then call it good. Because at the end of the day, it's better to release a video that's like a 8 out of 10 instead of like spend another month to get a 9 out of 10 or 10 out of 10. Good B-roll goes a long way. Yeah, but I mean, this is not necessarily good B-roll. This is just, you know, better than a solid color. Yeah, yeah. It's one step above a solid color or a PNG, okay? What I've done in other projects before is like whenever I need to show like a website or something, I would record myself scrolling through the website at a very specific rate, and I would have to do multiple takes so that it had the right speed and such, and then I would sit and crop it and like resize it and re-speed it in editing for just like a 5-second B-roll segment. That shit takes as long as making an entire video. You watch sometimes who makes hiking videos. He usually doesn't talk in his video. He must be hiking twice this every time. As he's walking back and forth. Or is it, you know, when like the guy puts down the puts the camera and then walks by to, you know, film himself, and then, you know, once he's gone past, he needs to go back and get the camera and then set it up somewhere else. That's such a like behind the scenes kind of weird thing with YouTube, right? At least with outdoors content. I watch this Outdoor Boys channel sometimes, and other like, you know, camping survival shit sometimes. And it's also like, you know, in like, you know, fucking crazy snow, guy needs to like get like an angle for him chopping down a tree or something, or, you know, hacking off like branches off of a dead tree, and, you know, it takes him like it takes him like a couple seconds to do the thing on the tree, but he needs to maybe spend like 30 seconds, 40 seconds to set up the camera, then do the thing, and, you know, it and it ends up being like a 20-minute video that took like 3 days of a camp trip, plus, you know, a fuck ton of editing to, you know, cut down that footage. I remember when I was editing the footage for the Speed Souls PB Chamber event. The starting footage, I can't remember how long, if it was 8 hours or something like that, but that took so long to edit down to, what was it? I can't remember if it was 40 minutes or an hour, something like that. And man, like, I was, like, especially because I always watch the thing through, like, when I've edited through, you know, when I go from start to finish and make my edits, then I always start over and then run through the entire thing again, where I have to watch the whole thing and then pick up on mistakes or things that could be better. And so that process just takes fucking forever, the editing process, you know? Especially when you're doing this thing where you start with a bunch of footage and then cut it down. It's easier if you have like all the clips that you already need and then just need to fill in like this, this sort of B-roll in between. It's way easier. Can make a video in a couple days this way. BRB, I'm gonna go get rid of all my cups real quick. Get some water. Yeah, I guess if you have the clip, it means you spend part of the work at a different time. Feels a little bit. Oh yeah, for sure, you're right about that, yeah. Okay. I'm gonna play the game. I play the game, I mean, I'm gonna quickly warm up and then I'll play the game. I managed to get a 2-second PB offline. That run was kind of good, but not good enough. Fuck, this is not gonna work. Something that I think I've figured out is that when you're doing this quick or quicker setup, where you aren't like, you know, like super lining up. I'm doing a little bit of a lineup, just like kind of like that. I'm not doing like, you know, all sorts of back and forth. But when you're doing that, you need to err on the side of the left side. That's kind of a bad way of saying that, but you need to go more left. If you're doing like a slow setup, then obviously you just go to the right, the correct spot. But when you're doing like a fast setup, I think the right play is to go more left, a little bit more left than you expect. Okay, that's kind of lucky that hit me. So like this is better, but I mean really this would be the best. Yeah. Oh, except this might not work. Yeah. I died too late there. That's okay. That's yeah. The issue that I've been having a lot is that I'll be teleported on the wrong side of the tree, which is gonna give me the wrong angle. And that happens because I'm too far to the right, I think at least, in my like original standing spot before I do the swap. So my timing is fine, I think. Could be a better, obviously, but I think my positioning is not so good. So I need to work on that. Don't want to practice too much, but I gotta practice a bit because... Huh. I got put on the wrong side again. The positioning is kind of weird for this. Three world records. Insane. I don't think I'm gonna get world record today. I haven't played in a few days because I've been doing glitch hunting. Huh. But what's up, Sinso? This one is gonna work, for sure. What? I don't think that's gonna work. I had your shame of 1 hour of pure failure. Try 100 hours. Okay. I just jumped too early on that one. Okay. Sometimes you do end up working on projects that are just like complete, like throwing your head, like bashing your head into the wall. I've definitely worked on that before. It's called Shura Hitless Speed. Took me 9 months to complete a run. Great category. Might have been 11 months actually. Somewhere around that. Yeah, again, this one hits. Yo, Dana, thank you, man. The goat, for real. Thank you. Okay. Fuck practicing, let's go. Health record incoming? Maybe. I have gotten quite good at the early game, I think. But the mid game is still hard. And the final bosses are brutal as well. Especially if you're nervous. If you're nervous, they're borderline impossible. Good one. Woo! Is the game gonna be picked up by OBS or no? Damn, Jesus. Classic speedrunning for real, yeah. Hey, Ali. What up? It's not so good though, because I think if I beat this record, Wormdog is gonna beat me back in like 2 days, probably. And the fact that I said 2 days probably means that he's gonna take 1 day to beat me. Although I don't think that's gonna be the case. And now that I said that, it's like 100% chance that he'll beat me back in 1 day. Yeah. I'd like him to suffer at least like 1% of how much I've suffered. And even that is kind of like an evil thought. Because man, I've suffered on this shit. It's not the worst thing I've ever ran, but it is one of those where it's like doing the same thing and you don't know what's going wrong. Then your DS2 PB might be safe. I don't know about that. Not gonna lie, Worm, maybe, well, obviously you should discount me saying this because I don't play DS2 and so I don't know. But I think Worm could take the world record on DS2. I say could, not can, so he would need to work on it obviously. But Worm is wired differently. He can do it. He can beat any run that is not actively being worked on. The only way you can run away from the Worm is to keep, like, once you get the record, you need to keep playing. So that, you know, you keep pushing the run further and further. That's the only way that you can be, like, safe from Wormdog. In my opinion. Now, I don't know shit about Dark Souls 2. So. Well, I know a little bit, but not much. Would be a grind for him. Honestly, well, I guess he's not that used to grinding, to be honest. Well, he is used to grinding, but he's not used to that, like, the failing for that long. Like, I'm used to failing for months. He's not, you can tell that he's not that used to failing for more than like a week. And he's like you can tell that he gets like really, really mad. But still, he always seems to push through, so it's like kind of like a non-factor in my opinion, because like he has never really given up on that sort of thing. Like every single record that he has gone for, he has achieved. Which is kind of crazy. Like, of the times where I've gone for record, I've only achieved it like 2 out of maybe like 20 times where I've tried. 2 or 3 times out of 20 times. Nice. We're actually somewhat even here, because I didn't get double cannon in my PB. Said he'll stop after sub you. Yeah, that's fair. I mean, I don't think he necessarily wants to grind that for world record, but maybe I'm wrong. I'm also the biggest Wormdog blazer ever, so... Guess we just reset. Every time he beats up DS2, your mouse is hovering over play on Sekiro. Yeah, bro is gonna get forced to run Sekiro. Hey, we shouldn't need to use force, because Sekiro is fun to play. Sometimes. The most fun for me is when you're kind of doing casual runs, kind of. Like still trying to get a very good... Still trying to get a good time, but you're not trying to get like a very good time. When you don't have to worry so much about resetting. Your keyboard can do sub 1 frame perfect. In sub... I guess you mean, yeah, the key up. Nice. Yeah, mine can too. Without shenanigans. What keyboard do you have, Brazi? Leaking your tools before you announce them in public. Hey, you put it on GitHub, okay? GitHub is a public place. Then you shouldn't put... Oh my god. You shouldn't put it on GitHub if... Especially if you're just gonna send the zip anyway. But... Okay, I'm sorry about that if you hadn't really announced it yet, but... I mean... Like... I kinda had to dump the methodology, you know? After the testing. Like, or to say, like, our methodology, right? Or you just... Okay. Fair enough. Hey, Ismail. Hola. You wouldn't have made the bed if you weren't interested? Okay. Yeah. I guess that makes sense. And I really have this, like... I want to play Dark Souls 2 as well, but it's like... I guess it's like a time thing, like... I guess I actually do have the time now. Which, there was a time where I didn't have time. I'm essentially gonna have to learn it from scratch, I think, when I start again. But that's okay. Actually, I do remember most of what I learned. Especially the segments that I practiced more, I remember. And I also have footage of my practice sessions, so... But I wanted to do like a video. Like, oh, I learned to speedrun Dark Souls 2. I think those types of videos are really cool. Let's reset. Recommend the old no Airswim route to you. Yeah, pretty much with no Airswim, the more recent you go with the route, the harder it is. And by harder, I mean the more volatile it is. So, like, a mistake means more, you know, punishment. On like a very, what I would consider the oldest viable route, there's nothing in the run that you only have one triad. Everything you can try multiple times, and the one with the biggest, like, the ones with the biggest drawback are ones that are optional. The ones with the biggest punishment for making a mistake are ones, so like Canyon Skip, for example, would be probably the most punishing one. That one is optional, and with Gyobu Skip, if you miss Gyobu Skip, you can quit out and try again. So you should be able to finish your first attempt on it, or maybe, like, you know, within your first play session, you should be able to finish an attempt. With this route, you should expect to maybe be able to finish one in like maybe 2 weeks, I think, if you're a beginner on the route. Because if, like, you hitting, like, I can't hit the launches. I can't hit the launches. So, I mean, and I've practiced them for so many hours. So if a new player were to play it, they would face the same issue that I'm facing with, like, you know, thousands of hours on the game and tens of hours practiced on those. So, the very old route where you do what's called snake skip skip is very, very forgiving, and that one can easily be upgraded to the slightly newer one where you do woo skip instead, which is higher risk, but still less high risk than this one. Okay. Hey, Shadow17. Welcome in. You want to do a glitch category? Yeah. Depending on your taste in terms of length, it could be a good category. Like, any percent is not good to start with, because you need to learn everything before you can attempt runs. You need to learn at least the hardest thing, which is ape skip. the any percent ape skip, you need to learn that and have a decent consistency before you can start doing runs with it. Because if you miss it, then you lose like 6 minutes. How to use multiple combat arts? Not sure. Like, there is a mod where you can have like an equipment wheel, kind of like in other games like Dishonored and some other games. That's a mod that's called like weapon wheel or something, I think. By default, you can only have one combat art equipped at a time, and you need to open your inventory to switch it out. But yeah, for beginner categories where you want to do glitches, no Airswim is the best for like a short category. And if you want to do a medium length, then you can try All Memories. All Memories is more involved with the learning, but the risk of the various strategies aren't... Oh, controller's not working. The risk of the various strategies isn't that high. I need to restart because my controller's not working. I'm gonna restart the game. I think maybe other people have a different view on on this, but I think like the whole thing with volatility and the risk reward kind of thing is the most important thing for determining whether something is a good beginner category. Because if you, in my view, if you can't finish runs with it, then it's not good for improving, because the real improvement comes through actually doing attempts. And also you can easily burn out if all you're doing is practicing and you can never do runs. And actually All Memories is not that bad to learn. It was the first thing that I learned. I first tried to learn any percent, and so I spent a long time on that. But then I was like, you know what, ape skip and some of the other things were just, or especially ape skip was just like I couldn't learn it. So I switched over to All Memories, where you don't have to do ape skip, or where you can't do it. And I had a much better time. Since it's also like a longer category, you can also afford to not do ogre skip. You can fight them instead, and it won't really be a problem, because losing 30 seconds in a 50-minute run is not a big deal. Whereas losing 30 seconds in a 22-minute run is more of a big deal. Shoo! Hell yeah. No problem. Sure, glitches doesn't look super interesting. That's fair. The combat in this game is really good. But I mean, if this is kind of a thing that you can't really argue with Dark Souls 1 runners about, because they don't share this viewpoint at all. They don't care for the combat in Sekiro for the most part. Like for me, the most fun thing in this game is to literally load up a boss and fight him for 10 hours in a row. It's more fun to do that, fight a single boss, like in just deflecting moves that I already have deflected 1,000 times. That's way more fun than anything else I can do in this game. And I think only like, you know, I don't want to say true Sekiro fans can, you know, there's not everyone who can relate to that. But the people who can relate to that will like glitchless, because glitchless is a lot of fighting, and the reset point is after that you have already been fighting some bosses, because you get to start the run with fighting Yobu, fighting Ogre, before you get to the canyon, where as a beginner you can have some issues. So you at least get to start out with a boss fight, so you can keep yourself like kind of entertained with the combat. All of the glitched categories have the issue that they're very like, oh, now we do movement section for like a long time, and then we fight a few bosses, and then we go back to movement. And sometimes they have a very awkward reset point where you'll be playing for like 5 minutes without any interesting gameplay, and then be presented with a thing that can reset your run. So the structure is kind of... Ah, that's unfortunate. Mortal draw spam. Yeah, mortal... Well... the combat is so much... Like... That's kind of a glitch to run or take, but it's fine. Sure, glitchless mortal draws are some of the most technical things in this entire game. Not gonna lie. Took actual years to figure those strats out. And sometimes it's like not pixel perfect, but the positioning is on some strats is minute enough that you will not be able to tell during when you're doing it whether or not you're gonna do it wrong. So it's like it's very like engaging in that you gotta keep like improving. Combat in glitch categories is very memey, because pretty much no glitch player has good combat. Pretty much none of the players who exclusively play glitched are good at fights. And when I say good, I mean, you know, compared to how good they are at everything else. So it's like, if you care about fighting, like glitchless is the place to go, because the run is just more tailored to it, and it will naturally kind of like hone in on those aspects of the game. In glitched categories, the boss fights are essentially just RNG. You need minimal skill to be able to essentially just go equal with the world record. Whereas with glitchless, you need to master everything to be able to go equal with the world record. Don't mean that in a condescending way. That's fine. Oh well, yeah. It's okay. I don't mind. ABMB restricted after you get mortal draw seems to just be spamming it the whole time. Yeah, that is true. That is a problem that whole bosses does kind of have, and it's even more prevalent in restricted, because the routing allows you to get more OP, so the bosses are more scripted generally. But that doesn't help so much, because the alternative in glitchless is just that it's more RNG. But I do get that. Mods in Sekiro? Some of the mods are pretty crazy. Good night, alright. Good night, Shadow. Hard to spam MD. Yeah, I don't know, like a lot of the all bosses strats are pretty simple, but some of them are also pretty like advanced. There's a lot of things that matter that you can't tell on the surface that matter. Anyway, still sure glitchless, Immortal Severance glitchless, and all memories glitchless. That's where the real combat is when it comes to speedrunning this game. All memories is actually kind of fucking hard. You like, when I first played it, all memories glitchless. I had like 2,000 or 3,000 hours, and man, I struggled so much. Like the fundamentals that you get from even like years of playing is not good enough to carry you like it is on most other like kinds of categories where you're just fighting. You need to have specifically either trained low damage boss fights or specifically trained the strategies that are employed in all memories glitchless. Still more interesting than DS1 fights. I didn't mean to nag on DS1. There is for sure some complicated strats in that. It's more so that it's like kind of a, there's kind of a correlation between Dark Souls 1 players and not really enjoying Sekiro fights as much as Sekiro players do. In reality, there's not so much overlap between the communities. If it weren't for the fact that they were by the same developer, there would probably not be any interaction between the two communities, the Souls community and the Sekiro community. I don't really care so much about the Souls games outside of speedrunning and challenge running, but I care about this game on every level. Which glitched category? Well, depends, as I said, depends on what length you prefer for the run. If you like like a 50-minute to an hour run, or I guess your first attempt might be 90 minutes. That was around where my first attempt was, then all memories is cool. If you like a shorter run, then no Airswim is cool. No Airswim with an older route. All memories, I think you can pull off the newest route. But I honestly haven't played it in a while. Which one of them would you say is cooler? Well, since you don't like MD spam, then I guess not all memories, because all memories does have a lot of MD spam. I still liked it though, because you don't get extra emblems. So although there is MD spam, each mortal draw matters more, because you don't have like infinite emblems. You have to use them wisely, and so each one becomes kind of like doing like a you know, in like Dark Souls 1 you would like do like a charge attack or like a heavy attack. Oh well, you can't even do a charge attack. I guess, well, that would more apply to like DS3, DS2. Wait, DS2 doesn't have it either, right? Bloodborne, and I guess Bloodborne is the best example. Like, you know, you have your R1 and you have your charged R2. And your charged R2 is your mortal draw. That's kind of how I viewed all memories. You can try both. Yeah. But again, it depends on what you like and what you want to do. Either way, the easiest thing is just to do like Shura glitchless for like a week and then move on to something else. That's like the easiest way to learn the game. You don't even, like, you only need to learn like Ape Stagger Loop and Monk Cheese, and then you can just like kinda just casual play through your way through the rest. For all memories, you'll need to learn like all the boss strats essentially. Like you'll need to learn like Owl Father. You'll need to learn except Demon of Hatred, and also not Genichiro. Wanna be different to the normies? Well, everyone plays Shura glitchless or Immortal Severance or 80% as their first category. There are some... I think I'm literally the only one who started with all memories. I can't think of anyone else who did other than like the OGs, like Ushepti. All achievements, yeah, that would be a crazy one to start with. Yeah, starting with no Airswim, all memories would stand out. The best way to stand out is to play Shura glitchless though, because you'll get twice the viewers. Ooh, 136. Start with A and B and B and then realize it's too much. Yeah, that one is quite long. And that one is also hard because there's not a lot of material to learn from. No tutorials. I had a lot of trouble learning that. Or, I guess, more honing my skills, because I did learn it like in a couple days. But there was so many... Like, I was just playing safe and relying on fundamentals. But that was for glitchless. For restricted, it's a whole other deal because you have so many skips for the route. So it's a lot of, yeah. Squala started with A, B, and B. What's his time on A, B, and B? I guess it's also different when you can essentially get coached. 117. Ooh, that's pretty good. That's pretty fucking good. You want to start with A, B, and B? Yeah, I guess the problem with A, B, and B is that there are no tutorials. And it's the... Like, playing A, B, and B is the worst way to learn A, B, and B. Because you're essentially gonna have to learn the boss's movesets by what... Like, even though that you're one-shotting them. You're gonna one-shot every boss, and then when it goes off the rails, you'll have no idea what to do because you've never fought them without one-shotting them. There's no coach. Haven't you helped them? Yo, Yuruka, thank you for the raid. Yo, Imis Peruna, hey! Yeah, I remember you. My stream popped up in your feed? Yo, that's kind of crazy. What a coincidence, yeah, from Reddit. How's it going? Oh, and thank you, Yuruka. Apernet. Now, this run is actually not bad, even though I missed Helble Canyon. If I just play well for the rest, then we can probably get something going here. You feel humiliated, Yuruka? ABMB is tough. You're also going about it in a pretty, like, punishing way. Ah, he doesn't fall? Okay. Like, by running against the world record splits, not saving PBs, not saving golds. You're gonna need those dopamine hits every time you set a new, like, gold on a split. I promise you. It's one of the things that keeps me going, is those, like, confirmations and such that I'm doing something right. Going good. You haven't really had motivation to speedrun though for the last 2 weekends. Hey, you don't you don't have to what's it called, make excuses. It is no problem. You're gonna do well next time you play, regardless. But yeah, I try not to play when I don't want to play either, because it can negatively impact your mental, and that's gonna impact how you play. So it's good to have a smaller break every now and then. Okay. I've had a little bit of a break where I haven't played so much. Gold a few things. Yeah, but that's not the point. It's not about golding. It's about constantly, you know, getting, you know, rewarded. Because essentially every run that you're doing is better than what 95% of people are doing, and I can already tell you that people are DMing each other about the fact that they hate watching you play like that. So don't expect to get empathy, because it's your own fault. And I don't mean anything negative when I say that. I just am being honest. You got a 111. Okay, it's a little bit sus of you to say that it's so painful when you got a 111. It does kind of piss a lot of people off. But, I mean, I'm not really here to tell you what to do and what not to do. I'm just telling you that that is what's happening. And I'm kind of not here to sit and entertain the idea that you are doing bad if you got a 111. So, yeah. And what I mean by that is that I roll my eyes when I read those comments and I think, okay, chill. Because it's like, it's always been a thing that a lot of people in the Western community have criticized the Chinese community for, the fact that they only care about perfection, and that they're these kind of like essentially mentally unstable, because they won't save any runs, they won't ever have a positive attitude towards the game. They'll just only show a single run when they PB, and that's it. And that has other issues in the fact that, yeah. And I'm being extremely honest here. I probably shouldn't say this. We'll get back to it when you feel like it. Last weekend you started 2 runs, but the others just failed. A bit drunk. Almost probably because you're a bit rusty on rubber. Yeah, I mean, it's fine to still, you know, get a little bit of hours in. That's just, that's, you know, good for keeping the practice up. Continue improving, I think. It can be kind of hard when you're like, if you're not doing so well with the runs, then it can be hard to, you know, at least play a little bit. I know that I'm kind of like, I don't generally do smaller play sessions, but they're actually really beneficial. I tend to like either skip a day or I'll do like at least 3-4 hours. Oh, I didn't pick my controller up here. Be more careful. Oh, it's your choice, Yoruka. You should do it how it fits you, but I think most people will agree that your reaction is very much expected. Because of the way that you have chosen to do it. It's also hard though when you start getting a reputation for being very good, and then you feel like you have a reputation to keep up. Because if you're known for getting world records, and you're suddenly like, you know, not at all close to the world record, then it's, yeah. Personally, I don't have that problem because I've never been good enough to be regarded as one of the best. But I'm sure if I were in that position, I would have a similar feeling. Haven't played that much, but you at least train Ape Phase 2 a little bit. You're somewhat confident in that now, thanks to the tips. Hell yeah! That's a important one to get down. Because he can really recover a lot of posture if the fight goes off the rails. Like, even on a successful attempt, you can sometimes lose a minute to just chasing him around and him just constantly recovering posture. So being able to have that down is really good. I've watched some runs before by newer players where it's like they were literally losing 2 minutes on the fight even though they didn't die, just because they didn't quite understand what to do. And they kind of got into this loop of the ape constantly screaming, which will happen if you aren't like doing it right, so to say. Ooh, insane gold. Okay. Didn't hit it, but that's okay. We'll be equal with PB here. Okay, no YOLO. We just take the standard path. Hopefully it'll actually fall this time, that would be great. And then we can get something going. There we go, boo. Okay, thank you. First you were hyped, you were able to beat the game in under an hour and constantly got better times, but now it's starting to get more difficult. Yeah. Oops, fuck. One thing that I like to do when I kind of hit like a plateau in that sense, I like to move on to something different. So I think you did talk about Immortal Severance at some point, right? Have you done some attempts on that? Or are you waiting to be able to beat it in under an hour? Because I guess like if you wanted to record it. Or wait, oh, you were on, I think you were on PC, right? So maybe that doesn't matter. I know that, you know, on PlayStation, you can only record up to 1 hour. So some people who play on PlayStation wait until they can beat Immortal Severance in an hour to try it. But it could be a fun thing. Try something different. And you'll definitely improve at Shura by getting good at Immortal Severance. Oh my god. Oh no, this is bad. Oh my goodness, I can't believe that that worked. Holy shit. Oh my goodness. How did I not die? What the fuck? Nah, that's... Shit. Okay, this is very much looking like... kind of like a... you know, those types of runs that you have before you're properly warmed up. Just making like silly mistakes. I'm probably gonna... Okay, no. Not the same mistake again. That's good. Oh, this is gonna be very bad. Oh my goodness, what the fuck? No. I thought he wasn't gonna shoot again. Ah, okay. Because now I gotta reset. Shit, man. It's hard to stay calm during that. But you gotta stay calm and keep hitting the 180s. For that. No, you didn't. I didn't probably mention it. Playing on PS5. Oh, okay. Ah, okay. That makes sense why you don't have the time tracker then. Yeah. I see, I see. Yeah. That makes a lot of sense. Yeah, that makes... So, yeah. It makes more sense. Because usually on PC, right? You can use a save organizer to easily practice everything. But when you're on PlayStation, it's a lot harder to do that. So... Yeah. As a result, often what will happen with, you know, with PC runners versus console runners is PC runners will be able to clean up their individual strats a lot more because they'll be able to have better tools for individual practice. And so, like, when I'm instructing someone who I know plays on PC, I'll be more like, okay, yeah, you should try and perfect the strat because the tools are available for you to do so. But it's like a different story on console because it's harder to practice. You can make a USB save file, a USB flash drive with save files on it. And then you can keep them on like a PC, and then you can essentially just move them back and forth on the USB as you need them. So for example, when you're playing, if you decide, okay, today I'm gonna play Immortal Severance, then you have all your Immortal Severance save files in a folder on your PC, then you can move it over to the USB, and then from the USB move your Shura save files over back on the PC, and then that way you can move them back and forth as you need them. But that's still like a big hassle compared to on PC. So yeah, I guess maybe I would have given slightly different advice knowing that you were on PlayStation. Because yeah, the usual thing for PC players is to just, oh, this is like, I tell them, oh, you need to practice this on Guardian Ape, and then they sit, you know, for a couple hours and just practice that thing. But when you're on console, you also have to do a full playthrough each time you need to practice something. So that's a lot more time consuming. Kind of manage and you're not reaching for like world record times. Yeah. That's a healthier mindset anyway. We'll be able to have a lot more fun that way if you're just viewing it as a personal challenge. Yeah, there are a few videos on YouTube about how to do practice, or how to set up practice save files. They're mostly aimed at Bloodborne, but the same process applies for Sekiro. So, in case you do have access to either the cloud can also do it, I believe. I'm honestly not too sure how it works on PS5, since I only have a PS4, and I don't even use that so often, but there are definitely tutorials for this if you search for something to do with Bloodborne. But still, also because of like just like in general with like console, it's so much less efficient to practice, so. I can totally see that, like, because I'll just boot up practicing for fun because it's fast. Like, I just open up the game, and I start beating up bosses. You can do that with the gauntlet, which is great. It's great that the game has the gauntlet. If it didn't have the gauntlets, then this game would be a lot harder to get into. Or the reflections of strength, I guess. Because they kind of give you a free practice thing. It's also bullshit that the mini bosses are not in it though, because they should just be. Like, there's no reason for them not to be, other than maybe they would be harder to recreate since they're not usually in enclosed spaces like real bosses. But you just set up some fog walls. I mean, shouldn't be that hard. It'll probably be the same if they add that to Elden Ring though, where it's only the remembrances you can fight and not all the other shit bosses. Even though that, you know, there are some bosses that aren't remembrance status that are definitely worth refighting in Elden Ring. But that's assuming that they'll add that, which I think they will at the end of the game's life cycle. But maybe they won't. Surely they will though, because I feel like the Sekiro one was a success. Especially because it's just copy-paste, right? They already have the system in place and everything. What you've done is have your original NG+3 save, and then you basically have everything on it, so you practice on reflection. It's not the same stats-wise and posture-wise. Yeah, the reflections and gauntlets don't care about your NG+ level, but the level that the reflections and gauntlets are scaled to is kind of like a... It's like a separate number from like what it would be on NG, so it's not the same as on your first playthrough, and it's also not the same as your current playthrough. It's like a completely other thing, but most importantly, the staggers, like how much damage you need to do to an enemy for them to stagger, is the same between a new game and the reflection. However, if you were to practice like Guardian Ape, let's say, on NG+3, then you would find that he is slightly more resistant to being staggered, and so the same strats would not work anymore. But thankfully in the reflections it's the same as new game. In that in terms of the staggers. Have a bull training save file and Snake Eyes and Roberto. Oh yeah, that's that's plenty if you have that. That's great, honestly. Those are quite important to practice. Oh man, I'm not doing well today. Also shouldn't be too easy, I guess, yeah. Oh, okay, so I see you have a bull training save file, but you don't have Snake Eyes from Roberto. Okay. Yeah, I guess, like, also... Yeah, I didn't finish that. I was gonna make a Snake Eyes video, but I haven't finished it yet. Like a really fucking in-depth one about how the stealth... Like how you stealth past the enemies, how their vision cones work, and how the aggro works. And also how to do a strategy that has no RNG involved in terms of, you know, whether you die or not. It's all execution based. When I say that, it's not like a hard strat. But I haven't finished that yet. I remember that now because I said in the last post that I did in our thread that I would put a link to that, but I haven't finished it yet. Didn't even realize I was also streaming on YouTube. Yeah, I guess it's a little bit yeah, it's a little bit weird. I bet the YouTube viewers are in the same place where, oh, you were streaming on Twitch too? yeah. That's always how it is though. Like, I could have a big fat banner that says I'm also live on YouTube and Twitch and Kick and Pornhub and XP. You know? Yeah, but and TikTok. But yeah. Posture damage and scaling is very different in reflections. Yeah, that is true. Like, especially when it comes to strats where it revolves on killing them at a specific time. So like Gyobu, for example, in the reflection, he'll run away more, I think, than in a normal run because he has more health there. I could be wrong there, but you know, the strat for getting a fast phase 1 Gyobu is very reliant on him dying right before he's about to run away for the second time. Or like right before he's about to run away. Which won't always work out, especially if you're like not like totally locked in on what to do. But it definitely matters. You finally completed Sekiro? Hell yeah, Tapaz. Good job. He took a week. Alright, it's not too bad. He's a difficult boss, for sure. So it's very valid to take a week. I think that's a pretty good... That's a good effort. Especially being able to push through. I've definitely been there. This game is hard. Not easy. Yeah, Ali, I'm just talking to the voices in my head. Oh, okay. No fast Genny. Oh yeah, that reminds me. We need to post on the Discord about the deloading stuff, like when you look down as well. Man, we've really figured out so many things in the last like week or two. We're essentially try-harding glitch hunting. So instead of being like a couple people looking on their own, we're like all getting together and we're like sat there coming up with the dumbest ideas. And I swear, like every time we have met, we have found something. Like, I swear, like it's so OP to glitch hunt like in teams. Because every time I've tried glitch hunting on my own, or 99% of them, I've found absolutely nothing. You know, just have an idea, boot up the game, and then try looking for something. Never find anything. But these times where we have been together, we have found, or sometimes it's not even about finding time saves, but understanding something. Because understanding something more can like help improve either your consistency or help make tutorials and other things like that, or eventually lead to other mechanics being figured out that could lead to time save. So anything that you can add to your knowledge in you know, about the game can down the road lead to a faster run. Okay, no double canyon. You'll play Elden Ring now, and then you'll complete them all. Hell yeah! Have you done Demon Souls as well? That's the only one I'm missing. I guess I haven't. I don't know if I've actually completed Bloodborne. I've beaten everything except the final boss. So it's just a matter of logging on and finishing the playthrough. But yeah, Demon Souls is next up on my list. Glitch hunting sessions are incredibly effective, yeah. In every game you've tried always resulted in some insane discoveries. Yeah. A lot of the stuff we've found is kind of like not that useful, but still, like a lot of these things that are kind of weird and not that useful can often lead to something useful down the line. We haven't found anything game breaking yet. I wouldn't say. I can't even remember if we have found like something that would actually like improve one of the world records, other than the thing that Panic found for this category that is kind of like hard, so I'm not doing it yet. Grapple swap up to Genichiro. But eventually, you know, we'll have a breakthrough. Okay. Decent run we got here. Again, no double canyon, but we can still do something here. I just need to have a clean snake eyes and then we'll be in the green. That's where I lost a lot of time in my PB. Demon Souls is good. Oh, whoops. Ooh. That ogre skip considered a glitch? Yeah, it is considered a glitch. That's like the glitchless rules are a little like not like they're a little bit subjective, but the way that we have defined glitch is going out of bounds or skipping a boss that you otherwise would have to fight. That's like essentially what we categorize as a skip. Even though it is just a jump, it uses a thing called a delayed jump, which is a frame perfect thing that's not supposed to be in the game. And then you would skip the ogre, who is otherwise 100% required if you didn't do that. Or if you didn't do that or another crazier glitch, which also exists. So glitchless is more supposed to be like a category where it looks more like a normal playthrough for the purpose of being fun and cool to watch, instead of a run that just breaks everything in the game. Because glitchless still has some pretty game-breaking stuff in it that isn't totally like what you might consider glitchless, especially like the monk death blow. But that's just how it is, and it is very popular for a reason. It is very fun. Oh. Holy shit. Okay, that was insanely concerning. Now we gotta calm down. I think it's unintended. Well, you need to do a jump that literally, like you can try it for yourself. There's zero chance that the developers ever hit that jump. That's how hard it is. There is zero chance that they knew it was in the game. And they stopped patching the game when it was found. So, even if they wanted to patch it, they wouldn't have had time because they had to work on Elden Ring. But this thing of what's developer intended and what's not developer intended is kind of like a subjective thing. because you can't like maybe if you ask one guy on the development team if it's legit, then it's like, oh yeah, it's a jump inside of the game, so yeah, it's fine. But you could ask someone else and then they'd be like, oh, you know, well, we designed this boss so that you had to fight the boss and stuff like that. So it's kind of like, what's the real opinion here? Like, I guess you could say, oh yeah, you gotta follow the guidebook, but that's like, it's kind of like a rabbit hole of just personal opinions that you can go down. So at the end of the day, Glitchless is formed off of the personal opinion of the people who were the first to run it. The guys way back when the game came out who ran Glitchless, they got to choose the rules. Monk skip here or dead angling seems like something they would want to fix. Yeah. So at the end of the day, it's hard to say, oh, we're gonna ban everything that they would have fixed, but we don't really know what they would have fixed. So at the end of the day, it's like a personal choice. And I think this is quite fun. If you wanted to do like a true like glitchless thing, then you would have to ban literally everything, which is gonna make it not fun. Like, dead angling is so hard to ban because you do it by accident all the time without realizing it. You can also dead range, which is attacking an enemy at the absolute maximum distance that you can hit them from. They will not be able to see your attack because you're outside of their range where they're checking inside. That's also a thing. So, would you ban hitting an enemy from the maximum range as well? That doesn't seem reasonable. But it's technically unintended. At least in the opinion of most people. And I have to cut out, he saw me. The DS3 glitchless? Yeah, in Dark Souls 3 they do some very questionable things. At least, you know, if you're trying to go off of purely the word glitchless, like they literally AI break bosses, but we do that as well. In all bosses glitchless, there is a boss where just by running through areas in a certain order, you can make a boss spawn in with a broken AI. All you have to do to trigger the glitch is to make a certain pathing through the world. Like, you don't even have to do anything that, like, sus. Like, no out of bounds things, no hitting it like a certain spot and baiting the enemy. No, you just have to go in a certain pathing that is entirely inside of the like bounds of the world, and the boss will just not attack you. So it's like, how would you ban that? Like, you could ban it, but it would be kind of like, oh, you can't take this specific route, and then someone else finds another route for it, and then shit, you know. Focus up. It's not gonna work. We're dead. Is there a reason I die there? Yeah, the first time you die, you'll get a cutscene where during the cutscene you can't move. But since we die on the elevator moves us while we're dead. And we have to die for this launch. So if we didn't do that, then we would be lying still inside of the monkeys arena when we got there to wait to be able to revive. So it actually saves time. It's part of why this route is good. We literally go to Mibu village first, so that we can pick up this item and some other things. It's not just like a little like extra thing. Haven't thought of that. You're learning a lot here. Demon Souls difficult changes based on your actions in game. Ah, yeah, what's the not resonance? What's it called? The well tendency. Yeah, pretty cool. But anyway, like, I think it's very cool that you have a glitchless category and then you have a category with glitches. So some people would say, oh, why is this not allowed in glitchless? But actually, allowing things in glitchless is very dangerous, because once something is allowed in glitchless, it probably means that that thing will never ever in a speedrun be done the traditional way anymore. So if we allowed to skip monkeys, for example, in glitchless, you would never ever ever see a speedrun monkeys fight ever again, because speedrunners are not gonna play something that, like, they generally don't come up with their own rule sets. They generally follow the rule sets that already exist, because then they can, you know, get on the leaderboard and compare themselves with others and have this whole community thing. So if you were to allow something in glitchless, it has a very big effect on, because there is no take backsies. You cannot ban something that you've already allowed, because it will completely destroy the entire leaderboards. So it's kind of like, you have to be very careful allowing something in glitchless, because there's no turning back, and that thing will be forever gone in a speedrun context. I think there is a lot of things that could potentially make sense to allow in glitchless, but the things that would disappear because of them would make the game less cool. Like, there is a cheese that you can do for Roberto, where, you know, normally you need to break his posture and then push him off with a death blow. But you can push him off without breaking his posture and death blowing him. But that will mean that every single Roberto fight for the rest of eternity that you will see in a speedrun will be the same. You'll never ever see a fight where you use Mikiri, or where you do like a certain strafe to avoid some attack, or, you know, do something else to set up a quicker death blow, something like that. You'll never see that. You'll only see the same cheese of him falling off the map again and again, which is kind of like a thing that happened with Monk, right? No one works on strategies for fighting the Monk. This actual, like, optimal strategies for fighting her legit are not really known, because the glitchless speedrun has allowed you to skip her, so no one fights her and no one develops strategies for her. It's really in that sense, it's pretty unfortunate when you start allowing things. Oh, these things found? Yeah, I mean, I've found a few of them, and I also know that the person who found most of this is in the Twitch chat. But yeah, it's a long line of people finding one thing, and then people finding a way to abuse that thing that was already found, and, you know, then you start building off of all this stuff. And you know, we have like a Discord where we compile all the things that we know, so that people can play around with the different things that are already known and try and abuse it in other ways. And as I also explained earlier, we get together in voice chat and try to break the game. We brainstorm ideas, and, you know, it's kind of like the amount of things that you can think of to try when you're 4 people trying out something is kind of crazy. Like, then someone will suggest, oh, why don't you try this? And it's like the dumbest thing you've ever heard of, and then it works. Also, thank you for the good luck, Nick. Kind of big tangent. should name this route grapple launch farm percent. Yeah, that's kind of what it is. It's kind of because the rest of the run is not that challenging. Obviously, to get it all really good, it's hard. But it's essentially like 90% about the launches. Which is why also as a beginner, learning this route is you'll be facing the exact same issues that I'm facing. You can't be like, oh, I'm doing less risky strats because I decided to as like a new player, and then I'm gonna have, you know, a better chance. That's not how it really works, because you can't take out the things that are the most risky. The launches. Now, if you can get the launches down, then you essentially just have to keep playing, and then you'll be able to get a very good time because of how steep the learning curve is in this regard. If you can push past the start that's really hard, then you can definitely make it. I was about to say make it big, which is kind of like, yeah, I mean, you can get like top 5 pretty... Like, if you can get both launches, then you can definitely get top 5 without too much issue. But you'll still need to be good at the rest. You don't have to be like world class or anything. But yeah, I would recommend starting with an older route. Because you need to work on them fundamentals before you start doing all sorts of crazy shit that's just gonna end up in a reset hell, because you're never gonna get anything done. Because you're gonna be messing up on things that you're not supposed to be messing up. I have like 700 attempts on this category, and I actually have 0 resets on any of the boss fights. I've never, in the grind that I've done on this, I've never reset on a boss fight. I looked at my statistics earlier, and usually if you have like a high reset rate, right, and have a hard time finishing runs, it's because you have like a lot of places that could need work. But like the basics on this, like I have not like fully like completely mastered, but I have them down enough that it's only about the launches. It's the last percent of this casino percent. So kind of what I mentioned earlier with glitched runners not being that good at boss fights. You can either choose to have it be casino percent, or you can do a ridiculously hard strat and then it's not. And I choose to do the really ridiculously hard strat. So I will always beat other people on the last segment if I don't play like an idiot. But the other guys aren't doing that because they haven't decided that that's what they want to do. It's kind of like, you know, you need to put a lot of time into it. Entered Airswim in the Ape Arena by mistake, as I really thought. Oh yeah, you can't, I don't even think, like, even if you could get up to him, I don't think there is any way to stealth deathblow the ape. I don't think he is programmed for that to be an option, as you can't even, like, when you stomp on him, for example, if you posture break him with a stomp on his head, you can't even deathblow him while in the air. You need to land on the ground and then walk up to him and deathblow him. And the same thing is true if you get a deflect deathblow, you also have to take a normal deathblow. There's only one deathblow, well, there's only one way to deathblow the ape, whereas other bosses have different death blow animations. But Ape is like made in a way where you can only death blow him in one way. That's probably because they wanted to make sure that there were no memes like you have on other bosses. Which I guess they didn't foresee, but Ape is a very intricate boss. He's probably the boss that took them the most time to design, just based on what I've learned from using mod tools to break open the game and look what's underneath the hood. Like, there's some crazy things going on with them. Some things that should work and some things that really shouldn't work. Some things that should work that don't work, and some things that, you know, really shouldn't work that do work. Hey Darth, thank you. I appreciate it. Yeah, this game is definitely a tricky one. But yeah, Ali, there is a little bit of RNG, but like, I'm doing a strat that makes it so that phase 1 of Ishin is the same every time, if I don't make a mistake. There's like maybe half a second of variability, but it's the same every time. And second phase can be sometimes different, but it's still like way more consistent. Since I trap him in a corner, and the worst thing that he can do is like immediately break out, but that's kind of like just like a one dice roll that you need to do, and if you get that, then the rest is good. And also it's way more difficult to play it perfectly than it is to play the regular strat, so there is more room for making plays that will save you time compared to just, you know, hoping for the best RNG, which is what Wormdog and Cassie do. And no disrespect to that, because they are way better at every other aspect of the game than me. So the fact that I just maybe have something in one little area that they don't, like, they're still overall way better than me. But I imagine that they're gonna pick up on this eventually, because it saves a lot of time. The 180s for Ishin phase 1. No double canyon, but we'll keep going. Ooh. Yeah, I'm pretty used to restarting the game. I've been in periods of playing where it's been way worse than this, where it's literally like I play the game for like 1 minute and then I have to start over. That was when I played No Hit, and we had this very inconsistent strat for killing tutorial Genichiro, and so it was literally like you got to play for 1 or 2 minutes and then you had to start over, and it was like maybe you do that like 5-6 times in a row before you get past that, and then you know, have to fight the ogre and do canyon skip and fight all the other bosses. So this is, which may seem weird, but this is pretty relaxing to be able to play like, he's not gonna fall. No. Pretty relaxing to be able to play like at least 5 minutes here before having to start over. This is good practice for the early game. Like, speedrunners are not the ones who rage. If they were, they wouldn't end up speedrunning. Some speedrunners do rage. I also do rage sometimes. I just don't show it. I just like get it all like, you know, bottled up inside, and then I get like in a really bad mood. There are definitely some speedrunners that are very known for that rage. And I'm not really talking about, you know, in the Sekiro community, but you know, there are speedrunners who's essentially their entire like streaming career is about them getting mad at the game. That's probably a little unfair to say that their entire stream career is based on that, but you know, it's at least their signature thing. With the restricted recce getting quite low now, you can see that happening. Yeah. I think Passy might do it at some point because he has been practicing it. But the reason he's not doing it yet is because he doesn't feel confident with it yet, and also like you don't want to use a hard strategy that you don't need, because especially if it's like risky and like at the end of the run. That's like the main thing, because it's at the end of the run. But I'm sure that he'll get it down in not that long and will be going for it. Wormdog, I expect, would also practice it. I don't know how much work he's put into it already, but I mean, I know he knows about it because I talk about it all the time, and he watches me and we talk to each other about it and such. I'm gonna run any percent at some point, but I am not at their level, so don't expect me to come in and like destroy everyone, because that's not gonna happen. Although it's funny, like, because Passy was like, I was on Passy's stream and I said that if I was gonna run this, I would go for some like disgusting strats that people don't go for. And then he said, if you run this, I don't want to run it anymore, as if I was, you know, as if I was gonna beat him, which is not true. I guess just him being a bit humble there. Okay, very good. Where am I from? I'm from Denmark. Oops. Didn't mean to jump there. That's okay. Please fall. Thank you. Not the best time. I think I'm actually gonna wait here. Oh no, I'm gonna... Okay, I'm not gonna miss it. Okay. You can go while that item pop-up is going, but it makes it a lot harder, and I need to save 2 seconds right now. Cheers for Heltek. Skål for helvede. But yeah, Ali, it's actually insane how low the restricted record is. Even though that there were some minor mistakes in Wormdog's run, it's still like pretty fucking insane speed. Just because his baseline speed is so high that even when he makes mistakes, he's like still going very fast. But yeah, I assume that they would probably want something new before... At least Wormdog would want something new before grinding it more, because it is a little tight right now. Like, you can improve a few more seconds by playing better, but that's hard. And that's for sure gonna require RNG at that level. Mostly on Genichiro, actually, because Genichiro matters a lot. Because of double lightning. And there's not really any way to get around that. Cool. Now you hear the accent? Hell yeah, Danish accent. You were in Copenhagen? You weren't there for long, but you liked it? Alright. I haven't been that much in Copenhagen. I've been there like twice. So I'll take your word for it. Genichiro is every player's waifu, not Emma. True. Yo, the boys. Hell yeah. Okay, this pace is kind of nuts. Don't get nervous. Don't get nervous. Don't get nervous. Hey, Gunny. Thank you.
We're kind of passing through Denmark. I see. Wait, why did I gold? Did I forget something? Oh, that's always my concern whenever I gold. Like, did I forget something? Probably didn't. I'm pretty sure I did everything I needed there. I just did everything really well. Which is surprising. Okay, a little bit of time loss. I think he saw me after I got up actually, so I think I need to move quick here. Hopefully I'm not like... Okay. Okay. Fuck yes. I think this one is gonna work. Oh, okay, we might have a weird fight here. Okay, no, normal fight. Oh my god, this is gonna gig. I think this is gonna giga gold. This is gonna be like the biggest unbeatable gold ever. I got like the best landing position you can get. But I didn't get the thing where the white one is weird and then green runs away. What the fuck? That was really good. 217! What the fuck? How am I supposed to focus now? How am I supposed to not throw this one? What the? Okay, that's fine. Good RNG. Okay, I'm actually fucking... It's okay, it doesn't lose that much time because on this route we already die, you know? Okay, that's okay. That's a little dumb though of me. Pretty bad RNG though, but I mean, it's not even that bad, but it's pretty not good. Alright, I think we are gonna lose quite a bit of time, but we can still world record here. We're gonna lose 10 seconds, I think. Yeah, 10. Unlucky. One, two, three, four, five. No, I don't think that hits. I think that misses. Oh my god. Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. Oh my god, 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 oh my god. I'm 15 seconds ahead of world record. Oh my goodness! What the fuck? What the fuck? Oh man. I am so nervous right now. Although I better not manifest it too much. I don't need to be any more nervous than I am right now. Oh yes, that's a good fight. That's a good fight. Okay, that's bullshit, but it's okay. No way, no way, no way, no way. What the? Oh, I got terrain 2 times. Oh, fuck me, man. Oh, I should have... Oh, I should have vertical jumped instead of doing... I think if I had vertical jumped, I would have gotten like... Oh my god, what the... Oh man, that place right by the statue is like ever so slightly higher, taller than the rest of the arena, and the fire projectiles move up it and can... I've never even had that in practice, by the way. I've never even had that in practice before. Oh my god, man. Oh, that is... at the end of the day, that is my fault, because I played safe on both of the fire Ichimonjis by dodging instead of trying to attack strafe them, because I knew that if he was gonna do that behind the back attack, I have you know, a strat for it. And I guess I should have vertical jump, because like I did this thing where I jump forward at him and you get slightly less height on it, but you have a lesser chance of missing the thing, and it's also a little bit faster, but oh man, fuck me. Ah, that is so annoying. Ah, man. God damn it. Ugh. I did just say earlier that this isn't a casino, but man, these bosses could have made it a little easier for me. I mean, come on. Come on, man. He did the worst opener, man. He did the actual worst opener. on phase 2 Ishin. And my Genichiro did a sword lightning into a thrust attack. Like, I mean, come on, bro. What the fuck is that? Ugh, man. That is so unfortunate. Ugh. But yeah, I guess, yeah, you never want to... I guess it's just like, you never want to do a forward jump when doing that punish, I guess. even like I thought it was safe because I practiced it a bunch and it was fine. So I'm actually a little bit bummed out by that because that's only a thing I started like working on recently, because I was like, okay, I'm always vertical jumping here, and like I know that if I do a forwards jump, I'm gonna land slightly earlier. So it's actually like, I think this is the first run where I do it, and that's tragic that that kills me twice, because that doesn't kill you when you're on even ground. That only kills you in, I guess, in situations like that. Man. See, this is why, like, if I was doing the old strat, this would never happen, because phase 2 is such a no problem, because you have him in the middle of the arena instead of up by the door. Having him up by the door makes phase 2 really hard, and if you can execute, it's really fast, but if you can't execute, it's really slow. But there isn't really, like on this route, it's kind of clowny to do the old strat, because the old strat is like 10 seconds slower. So even after I died for the first time, I would have still probably been faster than the old strat if I hadn't messed up completely at the end. Oh man, that is so fucking not good. Oh, I'm never getting that. I'm never repeating that monkey segment ever again. I don't think, I don't even know how that happened. I landed right next to the purple monkey, and I didn't get any memes from the other monkeys. Usually when you land that close, you'll get a meme where the white monkey will fall off the map, and then the green monkey will run away. But I didn't even get that. I landed just as close. I got like the closest possible position you can have, which meant that, you know, I saved a lot of fucking time, and I golded it by 2 seconds, even though I thought my goal was unbeatable. Well, I guess it's not that, like, it's a little bit disappointing, but at the same time, like, I can get a better run. But it's gonna be kind of hard, obviously. Like I did have, like, you know, the Genichiro incident, which lost me 10 seconds. Although I guess my PB Genichiro was very good, so maybe more like 8 seconds in like an average kind of like luck situation. And then also on the elevator segment, I lost some time. So like, I can get a better run again. I just won't. There are some things in this run that I probably won't be able to repeat again, such as the monkey segment, because that shouldn't even like be possible to get that. But that's, I guess that's just a question of like 1 or 2 seconds, right? So those other 15 seconds of mistakes, if we don't even count the ones that happened on the final segment, you know. Oh, it was a 136 tutorial as well. Oh, this would have been so good. What the hell? Damn, that is so unfortunate. Yeah, I got a screenshot at least. You know, I gotta get some I gotta, you know, farm a little bit. Yo guys, look at how close I am. But yeah, thank you for the GGs though, for, because this was an amazing run. Really. I think I want to say that when we were at Corrupted Monk, I was even or maybe ahead of Wormdog, which is quite rare because his early game is really amazing. And I usually make time up on the late game. So this was really good. So I guess this run it was the other way around. And I can't believe that second launch actually went through. Like I don't know at all how that worked. Okay, we were actually behind Wormdog by 2 seconds, which is kind of crazy. Yeah, we're making up so much time in the mid to late game. Can't even remember what happened in Worm's run other than the fact that his Genichiro is a little bit subpar. But I mean, this run also had a terrible Genichiro, so I don't know. Disgusting sum of best though? Like what the fuck is that? 1954? Yeah. Makes like no sense. Like 30 seconds better than Worm's sum of best. Oh man, oh man, oh man. Well, I do think I want to do more, but like right now I'm like I'm insanely like amped up, kind of like I still haven't calmed down. Man. What a disgusting run to throw. I'm so sweaty. I'm so sweaty. I'm just sitting here in my chair, completely fucking sweating myself. In the middle of February with like 0 degrees outside. Jesus. But yeah, I guess in reality there's not so much to say about that last run other than the fact that I need to do vertical jumps on those punishes where I deflect the behind the back. Although, you know, looking back, like maybe I was playing like too carefully, because I was like kind of dodging behind him, which is not what you want to do because then he's gonna do that attack. It's better to dodge in front of him. But when you dodge in front of him, you have to time it a bit better because you are going through more of the fire. So the timing for the iframes to line up correctly is just harder to hit. Well, I guess we should do some more. Because it is the runs are going pretty well today. Like, that's the best run I've ever had for sure, right? So, well, apart from my PB, but that, like, this was way better. Like, this has had much more potential. It just kind of fell off at the finish line. So we should keep the momentum going with those. Oh right, I need to restart the game because we are close to the tutorial area, so we would get a slow thing. Hey, Marcus Aurelius. Insane name. Okay, let's get the exact same run, but without dying. That would be good. Wimdog has this thing on his stream where you can like see his best pace ever, like how the current run he's on compares to his best pace ever. That thing is kind of cool, but I mean I can kind of remember them in my head, so I don't really use that, but still kind of. I'm not gonna say that I'm thinking about adding it, but I just thought of that because it's kind of cool. Like I like to keep it more minimal though with the layout. Once you start adding more things, yeah, it's just more clutter on screen. I can do this, thank you. Thank you for the words of encouragement, I appreciate it. You're glad you witnessed the run, but that was tragic. Yeah, that was pretty tragic. God damn, I don't know if I'll ever be able to get over that one. I think the only way is if I get a better run than that would have been. Oh. I am able to grapple in the tutorial because of a glitch. I have a video on it. It's called Tutorial Grapple Glitch. Yeah, we should be able to get there and break it. Reclaim the record. All right. A little bit too slow. Lol. It didn't even look like it hit me, but I guess it did. Ah, okay. I looked down too early. How does that grapple work? Well, I don't know how it works, but like you need to press like while you're ledge grabbing, you press crouch and then you grapple at the same time. You can also do it with other actions. Like as I said, I have a tutorial or I have a video that explains how to do it and the ways that you can do it in, and also a little bit about the uses, because it only really does anything like to leave that window, because you need to be ledge grabbing to do it. You can't like do it whenever you want. So it's not very useful other than for that one thing. Ooh, that's pretty good for me. Ah, but he turns. Okay, I see. Oh. Oh. Okay. Wait. Yeah. That's a funny one. I just forgot to get the shuriken. Okay. Okay, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know how that just happened. Okay, I guess I guess that's a mistake you make sometimes. Whoops. I guess I was kind of just sitting in my own world there, thinking, pondering the universe. Hmm. Oh, yeah. Oh. Insane movement. This is your upcoming world record holder right here, for real. That's the move. That's the movement. Oi, woo! Jumping all over the place. Okay, thank you for thank you for ending that. Alrighty, Miss Peruna. Sleep well. Rest up. Okay, this is a little bit of a weird one, but should be fine. Still good, yeah. Ah, he turns though. I guess it wasn't good. Wait, did I forget something again? Oh, you're right, yeah. Wait, why am I forgetting that? That's a little weird. Yeah, I guess I'm just unable to think properly after that. Damn. I guess thank you for telling me, because I would have probably done the entire run without remembering. Oh. Ah. Oh. Shit. Oh man. Okay, I'll remember to get it this time. Right down here. Boom. Okay, that works. Pretty good, pretty good. Alright, okay. We'll be even with PB here. Oh. Okay. Yeah, that was a little, yeah. That was a little close. Thankfully, the backup worked, so I didn't slip off. Nice. Hit Gyolo. Okay, I have to remember that I'm gonna menu on the Mibu segment and not before that. Okay. That's a bit unlucky. That's okay, this run was dead anyway. I lost so much time on the idle. Lost like, I don't even know. So much time. Maybe 15 seconds or something. What the? Okay. Okay, that's a funny one. I slipped out of the window. Oh. Like the 3:30 a.m. in your time? Damn. It's 23 here. I guess 11 p.m. You missed the whole stream? Yeah, bro. You missed me choking a giga record on Ishin? That was some bullshit. What's up, Sans? You're not getting #1 viewer this year? Yeah, it might be hard. Because I'm not streaming that much and I'm streaming extremely randomly. Oh, I think it's a 136 potentially again. What pace was it? I was gonna get a 35 or something like that, or a low. I was gonna get a 30. I was gonna beat Wim by like 15 seconds, and it was gonna be glorious, but I messed up. And that run had so much potential. I even lost 10 seconds on fucking Ginitro because I died because I was stupid. Nervous as fuck. It's just a matter of time before I get a really good one. But man, this Ishin thing like was really tilting. I was kind of playing it safe. He did a lot of the fire Ichimonjis, and I didn't go for the strafes because they were kind of in dangerous situations. So I dodged instead, and in both cases, I had him do the behind the back attack, which I was ready to deflect. But then when I jumped on him, the fire, like, because I was close to a wall, the fire got me, and that happened twice. And so the run was just over. Would have been insane. Oh shit, Wormdog, what's up, sir? The Dark Souls 2 gaming raid, I think. Ah! That's a reset, yeah. You beat Ali's PB? Yeah, nice. What time are you down to now? I saw you got like a 1507 or something recently, or like the other day at the end of one of your streams. $14.43. That's pretty fucking good. At the 1507 yesterday. Yeah. What happened? Why did I restart? It was too slow. I messed up the double canyon skip. And I spent too long getting the first one. So I already lost 20 seconds. Oh. What am I doing here? Jumping everywhere. Hopefully Kuro's not gonna turn. Time to boot up Sekiro. Tomorrow would have been no Airswim return if I had gotten a record. Yeah, probably. Would have actually lined up quite nicely for Worm. Would have been today. If that had PB'd, there's no way you were beating me without learning new strats, by the way. I'm just saying it. Okay, maybe that's not true, but it would be pretty hard for you. Because my Genichiro is like 8 seconds faster than yours on average. Even though that one died, like even on that attempt where I died, it was still faster than like both of your guys. Yeah. 180s are broken. I'm not even playing with rapid trigger right now. I'm playing with not even stock settings, I'm playing with nerf settings right now. Because by default the settings are set kind of sus. Make it. Bro came back to Shura before his record had been beaten already. Yeah, he did. Yeah, he was trying to get ahead of Passy. Because Passy was pacing for sure. Passy will get something nice soon though, I think. We were talking about this earlier of like what's next for that category. Ooh! Okay, nice. Because it's getting very tight. Your run is very beatable. Yeah, but 1822 is still really good. Really, really good. Although I do, like, I obviously watched it, so I saw that there were some mistakes that I didn't expect for, like, a run of that speed. But I guess that's just what happens when everything else is really good. Okay. Climbing into the tree wasn't... Oi! Woo! We're going for a They'll swim here or whatever. Fuck. It's crazy how good yours and Passy's early games are. Like compared to mine, like when we're talking about something like, you know, when you reach Ashina Castle, it's like insane. And also like with just by Ogre Skip, I'm like so far behind. I know obviously in this category the timing is different because you pick up the shuriken wheel, but that does not take like 8 seconds. I think it's like 3.5 or something that it takes. 3.5, 4 maybe. If like going off of my gold. I have like a 12-second gold, and I think the goal, what's your gold for the normal Ogre Skip? Isn't it like 108 or something? Like a high 108? Your no Airswim gold is 3 seconds slower. Okay, yeah, so it is like 3 seconds. But still, like, my PB here is I think it's first try, yeah. I'm pretty sure it's first try Ogre Skip. And you can see that, like, if I played perfectly, I should be like 247 at that point. When you guys get 244. But my best is 248 or 249. There's so much time in the early game, but it's really fucking hard to get, because you gotta play so well. Low 108 on 80% and a high 111 on no Airswim. Yeah. Around 3 seconds. Dude, I didn't pick this shit up. Okay, I did. Okay. I'm just... Okay, I don't know what I'm doing. I forgot it like 2 times in a row, and now I'm like paranoid that I'm forgetting it. Because I was autopiloting. Okay, I guess just ignore that. We go again. That's some minor clown business. All right. Nice. See, I made kind of like not that many mistakes there, but 250? Like 250 is good, but that's like 3 seconds behind, like doing it like essentially perfectly. Double Canyon does not want to work right now. Oh. Interesting. I don't even know if he's gonna fall here. Okay. Ah, man, I fucked that up. Ooh. That's like pretty hard timing to do that though, like where, like during the strafe. You need to turn so drastically. I thought it would go off like during my jump, which is a lot more manageable. Nice. I didn't get murdered by the dogs, but they did make me stand up from the idol, so that's perfect. Nice lighting glitch. Okay. I think wasn't that a one grab? What? What the? Yeah, that was a one grab. Okay. I mean, I'll take it. We're back in the green. My gold seems quite good on this segment, but that was the one I got in that like Giga run I had earlier. Yeah, we're way behind record right now, but we actually still have a chance. Hey, Smelik. Yeah, good segment. Yeah, rip Reki. What was BPT? 2031. Or something like that. Would have been crazy, yeah, it would have. There's nothing you can do about it. I had the worst Ishin fight ever. Both in terms of play and like, I guess like the RNG was also just not what I needed right at that moment. I could have gone for, you know, him doing a sweep attack to begin with. That's always so nice when he does that, because it gives you space to play, because he gets outside of the corner, so you don't have to like be all the way up in his face. I'm not gonna blame RNG though, it was my fault. But I wouldn't have died if I'd gotten any other RNG than the one I got. Okay, I just completely fucked that up because I accidentally pressed jump, really, is what happened. I accidentally pressed jump, and I wanted to not jump, but I accidentally did. Anyway, that run was terrible. I lost like 20 seconds before I even got to the launch, so that does not make me mad at all. Whoa, okay. That's somehow connected. Okay, I guess I'll continue it if I get double canyon. Rip. Hmm. You know what? I'm gonna call it here for today. I need to go and do shit tomorrow, so I don't think I should be playing more. We can play, or I'm not gonna promise anything, obviously, because that's a dumb idea, because then then I'm gonna kind of like force myself into doing it. So yeah, I am going to chill out and say thank you guys for stopping by. A little bit of a shame we didn't get the record today, but we had some really good attempts, and I think we can soon near near something really awesome. All right. I think we'll raid Sarah. They are live right now doing some Sekiro business, some randomizer, I think. So yeah. Anyways, thank you guys for stopping by. And thank you for the GGs and the support and such. It was great. We'll get that record soon. No doubt about that. Bye bye.